current point standings on these two racers. Okay, yeah, with Mint having 3 points overall and Lancer having 6. Unfortunately for Mint, 3 is is a bit on the low side. If he wants any chance at securing a top 3 position, he needs to win absolutely every race this week, and I haven't run the numbers. I don't even know if that's enough. And Lancer at 6, it's a respectable amount. It's a 50% win rate, but he still needs to win a lot if he wants to guarantee that spot. And yeah, we are off. Early blood shop here. Lancer going for a throw, having to step out, but surviving the fight overall. Looks like Mint getting the same. Both of them having a pretty textbook bloodshot fight. Lancer opting to take the gold broadsword, while Mint is going to stick with the base dagger. There are merits to both. Broadsword has the extra range, the gold kill potential, can potentially save you a lot of time, but the dagger throw strats with the blood drum are pretty valuable. Lancer finding a blast helm, which is really big. I think Mint seeing it as well. Blast helm is super valuable, going to give you instant bomb detonations, immunity to explosive damage, which is really important in Zone 4, and +3 bombs. So, yeah, both players approaching their first mini-boss room here. Mint, just not messing around, immediately popping one of those bombs to clear the dire bat out and exit quickly. Swapping off to a basic spear here, going to give him a little bit of extra reach, whereas Lance is going to stick with that that gold broadsword. And you can see the gold broadsword kind of, saving a little time in this trapdoor fight, allowing him to kind of sideswipe the Minotaur as it runs by. But overall, races are pretty much even right now. Walking across the same room in 1-3 right now. Coming up on this Red Dragon fight here. Mint decides to check the lock shop, finds a glass flail. Could potentially use the Red Dragon to scare the shopkeeper out of his shop. Looks like he's going to do just that. And that's going to make the items in the shop totally free. Although I think... no, looks like he's good. Okay, I saw the hearts go away. I thought the shopkeeper might have jumped onto a spike trap and killed himself, which would have been rather unfortunate. But Mint checking this Shriner and getting Boots of Leaping, a Ring of Regen, and a map. Really nice set of items for him. Meanwhile, Lancer finishing up Coral Rift, getting an Obsidian Whip out of the black chest. Not really what he wants. Going to leave it behind, stick with this gold broadsword. Whips generally being pretty much the least favored weapon type in the game among racers. We'll see if Mint, Mint's gonna check this chest as well. Not really paying super close attention to the, screen watching his opponent. Would have known it was something that he didn't want, and maybe would have checked the purple chest instead. Purple chest usually has a lot of really nice goodies in it. Magic spells in particular. So yeah, with this glass flail, Mint's gonna have to be really careful because it's really powerful. It's 4 damage, but if Mint takes any damage from enemies, that's gonna break.
There it goes.
Oh, yeah, you must be a little ahead of me. Oh yeah, jumping right into that purple mushroom. So breaking it down to a glass shard, which is just the equivalent of a 1 damage dagger. Really not what you want. Gonna check this shop though, and it's finding a titanium spear, which is pretty nice. It's a 2 damage long reach weapon. So as I've mentioned before, it's an okay weapon. It's pretty much the bottom of what is considered good enough for the later game. Mint just kind of maybe forgetting the holster, forgetting that he's on the shard and not the titanium spear, just kind of standing in front of the Red Dragon and taking a hit. Really needs to swap the holster, swap to his good weapon here. I don't understand why he's insisting on... Okay, there we go. I think he finally realized what's going on and swapped the titanium spear. And it's down to King Konga, but Lancer, already done with the fight. Probably going to check his black chest, try and get a better weapon. He does have that Ring of Might, so it's at least a 2 damage broadsword, but he still want a little more than that. No, actually going to check his purple chest, looking for maybe some magic or Ring of Courage, and pass up on that Ring of Gold, which Ring of Gold gives you automatic gold collection. Really great for score runs, not so great for speed runs. Meanwhile, Mint checking Black Chest and getting Obsidian Cat, which, if you ask me, is the best weapon in the game. It's going to be a 1 to 3 damage weapon that can attack while moving. The 1 to 3 depending on your current coin multiplier. In most cases, it's going to be 3. Oh, Mint's got to be careful though. Really kind of taking a lot of careless damage jumping into that Banshee there. Chainmail softening the blow quite a bit, but and that regen is really going to help him get some health back, but can't be too careless. And yeah, racers are pretty much neck and neck. Same in pretty much the exact same spot in 3-2. Mint kind of being forced to cast that blood shield there to avoid taking some damage. Lancer getting into a really nasty situation with this blue dragon and going down to the goblin. Ooh, that was rough. Blue dragons being one of the most harmless mini bosses, but only if you approach it from a vertical direction. If it has if you are kind of horizontal to it and it can tag you on the corner edge of that conical freeze spray, things can get messy really fast. So now it's on Mint. Mint has a nearly full 3-zone lead, and a lot of gear for safety.
Oh, he tried to do the throw, but he forgot he had leaping.
Oh, yep. Yeah, Boots of Leaping. Unfortunately, the toggle key combination for Boots of Leaping is the same combination as the throw. So when you have Boots of Leaping, you lose the ability to throw. It's pretty easy to forget if you don't take leaping too often. Kind of recovers though. Has to use a blood shield though. So not the best at the best of shapes. Did manage to maintain the flawless though, so probably gonna check the purple here, look for a heal spell or some other kind of magic. Gets a shield scroll. Gonna have to stick with that blood drum though for a safe Deadbringer kill. Finding the glass shop here, not much he wants, just gonna take the glass shovel. The glass shovel is going to help get a quick early hit on the NecroDancer fight, which is why he opted to take it. Finding levitation as well. Gonna stick with that over leaping. Leaping is really good for a fast NecroDancer fight. Presumably took leaping and was going to use it for that point. Because obviously not comfortable with leaping, keeping it toggled off for the entire run up to this point. And I think knowing that, as he knows that Lancer went down and is currently all the way back in Zone 1, just wants safety, which levitation going to protect against all floor hazards, including the very dangerous goo. So yeah, just going to do that and do his best to keep himself alive. Finding a little apple for some extra healing. Between the random bits of food he's finding and the Ring of Regen, he should be back up to help in short order, provided he doesn't keep taking damage. Lancer, meanwhile, finds a Scroll of Need from his purple chest and uses the blood drum to knock himself down to half a heart. Scroll of Need has a lot of conditional effects that depend on your current build and your current state. And one of the most common uses for Scroll of Need is that if you are at half a heart, popping the Scroll of Need will give you a potion, which is essentially an extra life. So yeah, Lancer making a good use of that. But he's still kind of counting on Mint to take a death here, because this lead is pretty much insurmountable, save for Mint taking some sort of unfortunately, some unfortunate hits here and maybe being an untimely demise. But very safe build on Mint's side. On to 4-3, so the last stage floor before the final bosses. And yeah, those pixies will give an extra heart of healing, provided that he lets them touch them instead of attacking them. Attacking them will make them explode. Although Mint's not too worried about that. That Blast Helm, as I mentioned earlier, protects against all forms of explosive damage, and that includes pixie explosions. Mint using a thrown titanium spear, kind of unnecessary and a little wasteful on the time front, because that fireball spell would have done the job just as well. But he's got all the time in the world right now. I'm just gonna shield and go really aggressive on this room. Considering the huge health pool that food shop granted him, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Does have to be careful though. Those black skeleton riders pack a real punch, and he's comparatively pretty low on health right now. Finds an extra piece of cheese though, so getting most of that health back. And on to Deadringer. Large health pool in the Blood Drum is going to let Mint attack Deadringer directly here. In theory, that was a little bit rough, but it worked out in the end. Plenty of resources to play with. Just casting that shield as soon as things got a little out of hand. And on to the NecroDancer fight. Lancer making a really strong push here. All the way back up to 3-2, but it's going to be too little too late unless something goes tragically wrong here. Already a third of the way through the fight here. Mint's now a half. Just 3 more hits to go. Gets a little scared of that bomb spell, but again, that blast home protecting from all explosive damage. No need to fear it. And the last hit on the NecroDancer fight here, and that's it. So with that, round 1 goes to Mint. And not old enough to use holster or frog socks. I think you can handle one or the other, but the combination of the two was maybe tripping you up a little bit. At least that's what it looked like with that deep blues. Alright, so both racers with the seed in for race number 2, so we're probably looking to get this started very shortly. Oh, and here we go. Both racers are off. Immediate Bloodshot potential here. It is a Bloodshot with some pretty strong options here. Titanium Broadsword is really nice. 1 damage cat isn't bad either. Both racers just opting to go for the throw kill. A Lancer being unsuccessful, having to restart and try again. And yeah, Mint, though, getting it the first try. Gonna walk out with the Titanium Broadsword and the Blood Drum. Finding a bomb spell nearby as well, which would have made the fight considerably easier had they known about it beforehand. Yeah, Necro, like, I can respect either decision. I think I personally would have just bought the sword and walked out. But the Blood Drum can be pretty useful sometimes, so Sailor wins another. Lancer is mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. So, yeah, I haven't really run the numbers. Is Mint already eliminated from the playoffs? Well, I can get back to me on that bit. We have an arena here. Interestingly enough, we're seeing a bit of divergence here. Lancer opting to go for the Obsidian Rapier, which is a very, very powerful weapon, arguably the best. But Mint deciding to take the Ring of Regeneration instead, comfortable with this Titanium Broadsword. Okay, Mint can get third. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, he needs tons of help, yeah. So, yeah, Mint's not out of this yet, despite being on a low point total. With a flawless week 3 and some certain, proceedings and with the rest of the bracket, there's a chance. But it's a slim one, but it is a chance. Lancer finding Shrine of Darkness, which is super strong. Mint sees it as well, but has the Circular Regen, so probably doesn't want to swap off. On second thought,
5 hearts.
Like he's heading there, but nope. He's heading for it again. He's being really indecisive about this, and indecisiveness is not really something he can afford right now. So yeah, going to take Darkness, yeah, maybe deciding that 5 heart health pool is large enough that he doesn't really need the regeneration. Yeah, maybe doing some screen watching or something and seeing that Lancer did not really find much. That shop, actually, that was the 2-3 shop, though. I missed that Lancer went down the entire another floor while Mint was kind of waffling with that Darkness. And Mint is going to check this shop and also probably find nothing that he wants. Takes the glass torch, probably accidentally. Already has the mapping, doesn't really need to reveal all the enemies, and Glass Torch is going to reveal and aggro the normally hidden and randomly spawning Wraith-type enemies, which can create some really nasty situations.
Oh, he's down. I'm sorry, I spoiled it for you.
Yeah, can you rewind your stream a little bit so that you're not ahead?
Try.
Yeah, Mint just kind of panicking there and just throwing himself into damage like 3 or 4 times in a row there. Oh no, at that point, once you've taken a torch, it's the damage is done. You don't want a torch at all on Darkness. And if you take a glass torch, at least maybe you'll break it and you'll be back to the situation you have where you have absolutely minimal aggro, because Darkness removes the wall torches, and no wall torches means enemies can barely see you. And as long as you don't pick up the torch yourself, you're gonna fight pretty minimal amounts of enemies. But once you've put something in the torch slot, there's not much you can do to get rid of it, short of breaking a glass torch or selling your torch at a pawnbroker. So Mint rerunning the seed, taking the Obsidian Rapier this time. While Lancer is powering his way through Zone 3, just about to take a trapdoor down to his Zone 3 boss, which is Deep Blues. With his current build, could potentially have a really easy quick kill where you just walk up the center. We'll see what happens though. Ooh, that is a right knight opener. He does have to be careful. Okay, he wisely pops the freeze in order to avoid the hit. Very well done. And getting a Ring of Luck. Probably doesn't want it. The Ring of War does have a pretty nice synergy with the Rapier, because it pushes back enemies as you lunge into them, which, if they survive the first attack, lets you lunge into them again. So, Ring of War, though, does make Blade Masters a little tricky, though. Lancer going to continue to check all these shops. Could swap to Ring of Peace here. That would lower the enemy count in the remaining floors and weaken mini-bosses that have weaker forms available to them. But gonna stick with the war here. Finding a Transmog shop. Mint going down to his own bomb by the looks of it. Translogging for armor, has plenty of money, probably wants to find plate armor or heavy plate. Getting the plate armor is gonna be satisfied with that. Yeah, in very good shape overall, but the main thing Lancer has to watch out for is that his health pool is currently a little bit low, so while the armor probably means he'll be able to survive a hit, he does need to get some health back. He does find the Crown of Thorns, which is 10, for every 10 kills he will regenerate half a heart. Does take a half heart of damage on the first pickup though, and needs to be careful now, he just took another hit. That regen kicking in though, bumping him back up to the full heart, but he does need to watch himself. Zone 4 does tend to have a lot of food because gargoyles can hold food, so you'll probably be looking for that. If you can find a few pieces of food, he will be in excellent shape. Lancer stream kinda locking up on me a little bit. So we'll focus on Mint in the meantime, who is running through Zone 1 again. Picking up the Obsidian Rapier again. Unfortunately dropping the multiplier, and you know, that with Obsidian weaponry, dropping the multiplier is not at all what you want to do. That's going to drop your damage down to 1. And yeah, Lancer's stream is still locked up for me, so I have no idea what's going on with him. Mint's definitely kind of on tilt there, just kind of jumping around right in the fireball there. Getting bathed in fire a little bit and down to half the heart. As he pauses, probably because he's noticed that Lancer's stream is currently frozen. I'm going to actually pause the timer, and yeah, Lancer's stream just went down entirely for me, so...
Yeah, it's not working for me either.
So, just a moment. We, Lancer sorting through some technical difficulties on his end. Lancer still doesn't know what's going on exactly. Could, as mentioned, possibly swapping over to Twitch streaming if you can't get it working. Although, frankly, from what I recall, the last time that there was this problem, swapping to Twitch didn't really fix much.
Could be a problem with his computer. Or just OBS.
Yeah, no, he definitely... Lancer kind of has a track record for having a bit of a potato internet and or computer, you know.
That works too.
Okay, I guess Lancer is swapping to Twitch. Both of them will presumably swapping to Twitch then to keep the to keep it even. But yeah, like I said, last time this happened, it didn't really help much. I mean, his stream went live, but it still lagged like crazy. Oh, okay. I'm going to, guess I need to do some swapping around then. You just to get Lancer a better potato. That's true. Lancer, unfortunately, kinda, yeah, for a while has had, you know, has a pretty bad track record with having issues with reliable streaming. But I can't really fault him for that because I spent the first 2 years of my streaming, you know, streaming career, if you want to call it that, running on like a 0.7 upload connection, an unreliable 0.7 upload connection. So I was streaming at, you know, glorious 300 kilobytes per second in 240p. And, you know, I was also streaming primarily Descent runs back then, which were an, you know, an absolute visual mess in that sort of resolution and bitrate. You just kind of had to take my word for it that I was doing well in the game, because you couldn't really tell what was going on.
I remember those days.
Okay, well, I'm seeing Lancer on Twitch, but I am not seeing Mint. Your stream is not currently up. Unless you're, well, wait, no, your Twitch name's right there. And I have it spelled correctly. Your stream is not up. I don't think hosting should make a difference, but I'll see if that fixed it. Yeah, no, your stream is not up. Okay, there we go. That looks better. Let me just double check that he is capturing the correct windows. Okay, I think we are good to go. So, sorry folks, thanks for sticking with us through the technical issues, but it looks like we're ready to resume. That said, I don't know how much further Lancer made it through before the stream issues became apparent. Chances already pretty much almost done. We'll see though. Oh, okay, there we go. I guess I will unpause the timer. I'm seeing Mint moving. Lancer is still... Okay, there we go. Lancer is now moving, and yeah, Lancer looks like he didn't make it too much further. Just finished off most of his floor too. Utilizing that blood drum to again knock himself down to half a heart and conjure a potion with that Scroll of Need. So all the health issues he was having before he went down, before his stream went down, are pretty much a thing of the past, because that potion is just giving him one free health refill should he run out of health.
He also has the Crown of Thorns, so he can regain health every 10 kills.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's yeah, he's got a very safe build. He's got pretty heavy armor. He's got that health regeneration through Crown of Thorns. There's some extra food for him, so he's already almost all the way back to full health after knocking himself down to the bare minimum. And also Explorer Boots, which is going to prevent the goo from taking effect, so no nasty double damage situations on there. And he's looking to finish up his Zone 4 right now. Which will be pretty easy with that freeze spell. Or he doesn't even need that, and he's on to his Deadringer. Again, he has a giant health pool, and he has that Blood Drum, which will let him attack Deadringer directly. So, or he's actually just going to do lore strats, which is perfectly fine as well. Sometimes attacking Deadringer directly can lead to some really startling situations when if he teleports directly aligned with you, because he'll teleport and immediately ready a charge, and those charges do 4 hearts of damage, which are pretty painful. Granted, with the armor he has and the potion, he would be able to actually survive 3 of those charges, but just throwing some caution to the wind and doing the slow, safe lore strats. Blood Shovel making the first phase completely moot for NecroDancer, just able to skip right past it and initiate the final part of the fight. NecroDancer kind of bombing out some of the stage though, which is going to free up his some of his spawns. His spawns are normally capped by to a certain number, and that enemies on the stage contributed that. But doesn't matter, nothing particularly threatening summons, and he is able to finish up the fight and make this set 1-1. Which, unfortunately, is an outcome neither of these racers really wanted. Both of them being kind of on the lower end. We're probably looking to 3-0 this set. My phone's ringing, so I'll leave you to handle this for a little bit, Goop.
Oh. Okay, I'll hold the fort. Or try to. Well.
Okay, I'm back. Let's just hang up.
Alright, take one.
Yeah, Lancer still in this, still in this overall for the series. If he can secure this next win, again, it's very difficult for him, but a playoff position for him is entirely feasible. Mint still isn't eliminated, but I would have to take 0 points this week, and a lot of people will have to play Dark. Yeah, and that's, you don't want to be in a position where you are depending on a very specific sequence of wins and losses in order to secure a top 3 position. You're just wanting to be there, completely on your own merits, and not so much on the lack of merits from the other racers. The weapon Lancer can get 8. Oh yeah, that's right. Lancer only has one more race after this because one of his races was against me earlier this week, and he failed to take any points off me. So yeah, he really needed all the points here. Well, at least to be guaranteed a spot. Oh wait, Lancer already did all his races this week. Okay. Yeah, I forgot he had a race earlier today, didn't he?
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's weird. That's interesting.
Okay, so this is going to be this is going to be possibly Lancer's last race of the season, depending how the rest of the bracket pans out. Yeah, that was not 2-3 Vert. That was 2-1 Girlfriend Records. Oh, and I just lost Mint stream, and both their streams just went down. Are they?
They're trying RTMP again.
They're swapping back to RTMP. Oh, okay. Well, I'll see if it works. Well, okay, Lancer's up on the RTMP, so maybe. There's Lancer. And here is Mint. Okay, yes, both of them are up. Let me just see, make sure OBS is grabbing. Okay, definitely is not grabbing the right windows right now. Okay, there we go. Mint stream kind of struggling to load up. There we go.
Yay!
Alright, so both streams live. Seed is entered. This is coming up on the final setup. Well, Mint's stream kinda being a little flaky. I kind of feel like those bits of loading there might kind of make them desync a little bit. Might have to rewind the Lancers a little bit once they get going. We'll see. Oh, and I'm seeing Lancer going. Yeah, like I was saying though, Mint kind of like behind sub. So I'm gonna rewind Lancer's stream a bit. Try and get to sync. Oh, and now it froze up entirely. Cool.
Yay, technology.
Okay, well now I need to reload Lancer's stream. So apologies. And now OBS is capturing the wrong window. Okay, whatever. We'll just have to call that good enough, I guess. Oh, yeah, okay, you can pause? Yeah, I guess that's a thing. Alright, there we go. Going by in-game timer, that's pretty much... should just be synced up correctly now. So anyway, yeah. Pretty standard start. Both of the racers finding a titanium dagger back on 1-1 by the looks of it. Mint looks like he checked the that potential food shop there. Of course, it's the pawnbroker though, which is well, while the food shop gives you a lot of safety, the pawnbroker is pretty much useless. Just lets you sell items for gold. Doesn't really do much. Both racers popping that Gigantism scroll to one-shot deep blues with a thrown titanium dagger. Very nicely done. And both... Oh, Lancer waiting to see what the chest yields. You know, making use of that low latency on the RTMP. Seeing that it's a titanium whip, which he doesn't really want, taking the purple chest instead, getting a nice heal spell for a little bit of extra safety. Wisely using that shield spell to avoid damage from the mushroom. I've been kind of taking a hit from the armadillo there on his way out, but is just behind Lancer. Looks like, yeah, saw that Lancer didn't really get anything useful out of the weapon conjure, and conjured a ring instead, gets Ring of Courage, which is very, very strong find. makes that dagger a reliable 3 damage, and also finds the titanium cat there, which can be really, really fast with courage, and is going to go take it. And now, Mint with a pretty scary build, but potentially really fast if he plays his cards right. Courage giving you +1 damage to your weapon damage, and also giving you an invincible dash forward whenever you secure a kill. When you combine that with the cat's innate ability to move with attacking, you can move 2 tiles at once. And you're invincible for that particular movement, but you can whip you around really quickly and really unexpectedly, so you need to be really careful with how you play it. Can get you into really bad situations if you're not careful. So Mint finishing up this Coral Rift fight. Probably going to be heading for that purple chest to see if we can get some good magic. Gets a Fireball spell, which is really nice, especially for Zone 4 with those Blade Masters that parry normal weapon attacks. And yeah, that Titanium Cat Courage really kind of showing some muscle here. And yeah, Lancer with an earlier lead, but Mint kind of looking to close the gap a little bit. A little bit of a roundabout route he's taking here on this 3-2 though, and taking a hit from a skeleton. So he's got to be really careful. This blue dragon's a little bit scary. Pops the shield for safety. Wasn't really necessary, but I can't really hate him for that. And on to 3-3. This is, you know, a bit of a scary situation though, because the one thing Courage really does not play well with is ice, because if you Courage onto ice, get that dash on the ice, you're only invincible for that beat that you land on the ice. The subsequent beats you spend sliding and unable to attack, just like that, as I'm talking about it, you are not invincible anymore, and you are vulnerable to damage, and we see exactly that. Yeti's dropping a patch of ice on death, meaning that as he attacks him, he slides onto the ice immediately and into more damage, which is no good. So now the door's open for Lancer, who unfortunately though just broke his glass longsword on death metal. At least I think that was death metal. I was not really watching. And that not only does that mean down to a 1 damage dagger, means no flawless victory, no chest from the boss. So can't swap off of that really crummy 1 damage glass shard. He's going to be forced to run it in Zone 4, at least until he can find something else.
He had the chance to get a glass rapier from that Shrine of No Return, but blew it up because he hit a bomb trap.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But hey, it's going to get those nice ballet shoes.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, this is pretty scary. The design of Zone 4 kind of assumes that, it kind of relies on technical, complicated enemies for most of its difficulty, and generally it's assumed that you are on 2 or 3 damage, so that most enemies will go down in 1 hit. And when you only have that 1 damage and it's taking multiple hits to kill warlocks and liches, things can get really messy. Checking his shop here, finding a titanium flail. Flails are not the best option for Zone 4. They are really hard to use well against Blade Masters, and in fact, Lancer not even going to pick it up, even though it's a straight damage upgrade. Just going to stick with the maneuverability that the Glass Shard offers. Going to be bombing into this shop. Finds a glass shop, and swaps off to a glass cat.
Shop has something better for him.
Oh, but yeah, the main shop immediately having a titanium rapier, which is going to be a lot safer. Also, a Scroll of Need, which he, as he's done in, I think, both the last previous races, yeah, gonna let him get a potion. So yeah, heal, using Blood Heal to go all the way down to half heart, and then pop the scroll for a nice, free potion. Again, you know, that's basically an extra life. But he's hardly out of the woods yet. He's still got about a floor and a half to finish. And not much armor to speak of. There's that helmet which will reduce damage by 0.5 by just a half a heart. Not a lot. Yeah, and he's already burned his potion. He's down to 2 hearts. Heal spell gonna patch up some of those holes, but still needs to be careful. And yeah, on to 4-3, so this is the last stage floor before the ending bosses. Also tends to be the most dangerous. It's the fastest song in the game, aside from death metal, so he's got to be careful here. Finding an extra bomb, which is really nice for the NecroDancer fight, in case he gets there with low health. And approaching the exit room here. Has a shield spell on standby that he could be using to help him push here. Heals back up to full HP and is going to be heading down for the Deadringer fight as soon as he checks this arena. Doesn't really see anything that's going to help him in the endgame though, so just opts to carry on and go right into the Deadringer fight. And he's looking to do lure strats, which is absolutely what he should be doing. Mint still trailing by quite a bit, just now getting to Zone 4. Ooh, missing the last lure though, so not quite going correctly.
Oh, he hit the...
Oh, this is getting really messy.
Oh, he got it.
He does have that Fear Scroll, which, Fear Scroll will freeze Deadringer in place for a while, but does eventually clear it out. And is going to get down to NecroDancer with a heart and a half. Should be enough, but he needs to be careful that Cadence does not take any hits. But he does have that shield spell, which is going to help, you know, it's going to help with that. Popping it right before the transition to Phase 2, which does cause a bug, which will cause the shield to last much longer than normal. So he should be safe for the duration of this fight. All that said, NecroDancer kind of getting a bomb off, destroying part of the stage, which is going to let him spawn a few more enemies. And that shield! The shield goes down just as he walks into a Skeleton Rider! And now it's a full reversal. Mint going down to down to his Deadringer, having a quick scroll to clean up nice and quick, and is on to NecroDancer himself! What a reversal! That said, Mint has no bombs, no blood shovel, so he's going to be forced to do the full Phase 1. And doing the full entirety of Phase 1 and, you know, clearing out all the stage means that there's nothing interfering with NecroDancer's spawn cap. So he's going to be able to summon a full onslaught of enemies in Phase 2. While Cadence is not too much risk of dying, especially with that shield glitch, Dorian can still take a lot of damage here if he's not careful. And, oh yeah, right there, 2 hits from that Black Skeleton Mage, and Dorian is already on to half health, so needs to be really careful here. NecroDancer is half dead though. Mint looking to close this out. And on the last hit, Dorian kind of in a little bit of a scary situation. But that's it! In a surprising last-second turn of events, Mint takes the last race. And this set is 2-1 in favor of Mint.